I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown!
Mike's wrong now.
Hi, welcome to a live top 10. It's time to do some gimmicky gimmicks. So, a gimmick is simply, according to, old Webster, a trick or device intended to attract attention. Yes, I did because I was like, I've determined that my list was very subtle after I looked up the definition. Not all of my games are subtle, as you will see. Some of them literally will smack you upside the face with how in your face they are. But I tended to go for some subtle eye catchers on a table thing, where just glancing at your side, I think you went for the big wow pizzazz more so.
Not always.
You're
making assumptions.
Okay, well, it's just things I saw. Again, I'm just glancing at gimmicks, man. There's some that stand out a little bit. It's very interesting.
Hello, Yvonne. Hello.
Hello, welcome, chat. It's wonderful to see y'all popping in and already talking about some fun stuff. Very cool.
So you stole my thunder about explaining the top 10.
Oh, okay, well, go ahead and explain. What do you have?
I have nothing.
That's what I thought.
So I see people in the chat saying that a gimmick has to be a major part of the game, and I didn't necessarily agree with that. I can see where you're coming from, but I want something that catches your eye, something that, like you said, attracts your attention, something that it can be a major part or not a major part. I have a mixture of both.
I think mine are all pretty much major parts of the game.
Well, wait, I'm listening to that now.
No, I mean, but mine are a lot. Some of mine, you guys might argue, are very subtle because some of my stuff is very, like, again, not super in your face. But if for gamers walking by, like at a convention or something, you saw this on the table, you'd probably be like, "Huh, this is interesting. What's this? What's this? Y'all want to fiddle with this or whatever."
Right.
So I think I don't know. You guys can tell me. I'm curious now.
So our angle is a little lower, so we have table space to show off our gimmicks. So I'll try to move some of this stuff out of the way. There. So one thing we did, which we don't normally do with our top 10s, we actually compared our lists.
Yeah, just to make sure we didn't have.
Because we're going to be showing off our gimmicks for the most part. Some of mine are mechanisms, so there's not really anything to show off. Mm-hmm. But we're going to be showing off our gimmicks, so we want to make sure that we had different lists. So we actually compared our lists, and we only had one crossover. So
which is interesting. That's another thing, and I'm actually really excited about this.
So we kept it on her list because it was higher up on her list than mine, and I made my 11, pushed all mine up one space, basically.
Okay. Cool.
So my number 11 is my 10, etc. Now, when we get to it, I'll say where it fell on my list.
Now, the other thing too. What was I going to say? Shoot, something else I wanted to say to you about that. I'm looking forward to showing these off, though, for sure. So, I don't know. I saw something in the chat, and I don't remember what it was that prompted it. If I think of it, I'll come back to it.
If our sound's high or low, let us know. We can adjust it. We're actually using new mics, so that may be the reason why they're really loud. So if they're too loud, we can adjust.
Is yours on? Did you accidentally bump yours off?
No, they're saying they're too loud, I think.
Yeah, I know, but...
No?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up, guys. So, yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll get started. Let me cue everything up here real quick.
Oh, I know what it was I was going to say.
What's that?
Mine, did you make your list by, what you, thought was the most stand-out-ish? Did you rank
what I felt was the most interesting to me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I kind of did the same thing. Honestly, it was, the first ones that popped into my head when I thought gimmick. And I think that's why mine might be slightly weirder than some others, because when I think of them later, sure, but these are the ones that instantly popped up. Okay, cool.
All right, so it's too quiet. All right, let me crank it.
Too quiet.
Move it up just a hair. All right, it should be. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have my mic on the wrong spot.
It's kind of. I don't know.
Sorry about that. It's the crackling. I'm gonna fix my mic. Maybe that's the problem. All right. Anyway. Yeah, because I noticed I'm not in the yellow when I'm talking. So can you say something?
Well, yeah, I'm talking. I'm talking about my top 10. Woo!
All right, let me move it up just a little bit more. All right, hopefully that fixes some of it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Number 10.
All right. My number 10. Let's
you
find
got?
out what it is.
Let's see it.
My number 10 is Colt Express.
Yes, indeedly. Good one.
Let me pull out Colt Express. If you haven't played Colt Express, it's a bank heist. Not a bank heist. Train heist. What am I saying? Bank.
Oh.
Train heist game. It has these cool little 3D trains that you set out on the board.
That's your board. No, that is your board.
Well, yeah,
Your board is the train.
So you put the little trains out on the little board. Look, it looks lovely. And you have little meeple guys.
Isn't there an engine? There's an engine too. Where's the engine?
I don't know. The whole thing.
But no, you gotta show the engine. The engine's the coolest part. Look at that.
Alright, so you put a little train out, and then you have little meeple dudes, little gunfighter meeple guys, and they go on the train, and you take actions. You move around the little train, and you actually can climb up on top of the train and do train stuff on the top of the train.
Just like in the action movies.
So yeah, it's just most people would say it's not needed, but you need the 2-dimensional. I guess you could do a 2-dimensional on the board, but
that is
cool,
not
right?
the same thing though.
So
that is not the same.
So Colt Express, I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious. And the
it's so
the
chaotic.
whole spatial thing of it just is interesting to me.
It's fantastic.
And I don't have any of the expansions. Apparently, you can jump off on a horse and expansions and all kinds of weird stuff. So.
That's insane. But we've always just loved the base game. I mean, that's kind of that's tough.
Yeah, we don't have any of the expansions either.
That is hilarious.
A little ahead of you, but oops.
I don't know. I mean, this game would still be fun, but there's something about that element of, like you said, the spatial thing of seeing your dude jump down next to the other guy and move the sheriff up in somebody else's face, and pretending to punch them and stealing the money off.
It could just as easily be a board with just a train drawn on it, right? And you're just moving around on the train.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be nearly as cool, right?
It wouldn't be nearly as funny. I don't know.
Anyway, that's my number 10. Let me pack it up.
That's a good one.
That's one minus to this is we're going to have to pseudo pack up our gimmicks.
That's not a minus. You get to see, actually, like this one, easy storage. A major plus. So,
Maybe I don't know how to store this thing. I thought it went on its side. Didn't it go on its side? Oh,
Mary's laughing about Mousetrap, how the gimmick is you assemble the whole thing and then it doesn't ever work. You must be quite unlucky with that one. Poor
I'm not
Mary.
sure what Alright, I'm gonna cheat and get this just so I can get it packed up.
What are you doing over there?
You can get it back together. You maybe take the engine out. I don't know how it goes back in. Anyway. Alright.
Okay.
I don't know where we're going to throw these when we're done with
Under the
this.
table.
Alright.
Just push them under the table. Shove them that way. Nah, we probably mess something up and have technical difficulties. Makes it exciting.
Bye, Colt Express.
Alright, so, you ready for my number 10? Mine's a little more subtle than Hunter's here. Hold on a second. But I'm pretty sure that once I set this up, and you guys see this, you can tell me what game it is. Anybody? Anybody? What game is this? Who can tell me what game that is?
I'm waiting to push the button until someone says it. You have to wait 30 seconds.
Nah, just push it. Alright, the answer to that is Elysium. Yes. So, the fun little gimmick with this is everybody has these. And what happens is with these columns, you have a little tableau of different deities and stuff that have different cards, and they all have different abilities. Okay? But they also have some color coding on them. They have 2 different colors on them, or some of them only have 1, for example. And this cool little mechanism in the game is I will have to use one of my columns that matches the color, one color on the card to get it. So, for example, say I got a card and it had green on it. I'm going to put my green up there. Now, I can only choose cards from here on out that have yellow, red, blue. So, what's neat about this is kind of limits what you're doing, but it limits your opponent too. It also gives your opponents information about what you can and cannot get. So you might want to strategize about when you want to put out what stuff and what cards you want to get before maybe they can't. Because, for example, if Hunter already had used his yellow, I don't need to go after that card because he can't possibly get it now, And it's just a really fun mechanism. They do that every round of the game to get the cards. The other cool thing with this game is everybody's board. The cards are have special abilities, whether they are up on Earth or down in the Elysian Fields in Hades. So once they go into the underworld, they also have a special, either just a collector set collection ability. Some of them have some little extras that pop off only after they're down here, though. So it's a really neat game. I really enjoy that. Again, it's just kind of fun because you've got these very bright little columns sticking out on this. And when it first came out, that wasn't something that they did a lot. Nowadays, you see more things like this, so it doesn't stand out as much as it did when it first came out, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But
probably.
Anyway, I really enjoy that. So
Probably.
I enjoy that because every time it's always a bunch of cards, and then you've got these pillars, and everybody said, "Huh, that's kind of cool. This is how you choose these." So it's like the only three-dimensional thing on the rest of this very flat game. I don't know. Can I move this, please? I don't know why you stole it from me. You stole it from me.
Because we got the cover, so we don't need double cover.
Oh.
Just got it out of the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, the other thing, very cool. I gotta show you this.
That's not a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick, but the storage for gamers. This will make you happy. Look at this storage. It looks like a little temple. Very cool.
That's not a gimmick.
Oh, shush.
Kind of a gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
All right.
For those that have to put up the game, they appreciate it. That's for sure.
Let's move on.
Do it.
Number 9.
Number 9.
See, your stuff's still here.
So?
You need to.
Oh, for crying out loud. Fine. Trash.
Exactly. Just throw it away. All right, I don't even know what my number 9 is. Let's see what it is.
What? How'd you put your
Star Trek Panic.
That's a great one. That's a great one. That's a fantastic one.
So if you play Castle Panic, very similar. It's a tower defense game.
But this one's so much fun.
But in this game, you are the Enterprise, and you're being attacked by the evils, the evil empires, and there's this massive 3-dimensional Enterprise
yes.
that you're defending.
I haven't played this in a while. This is a good game.
And there's little shield that has shields. The Enterprise has shields. There's little shields that you put on the board like so that protect your ship. I don't know if you can see it.
If you turn it and angle it, yeah, you can see it.
There's these little plastic shields that you put all around the ship to defend it. And then when the ship gets hit, you have these cool little explosion guys. Oops, that's not an explosion guy. Yeah, an explosion guy.
You need an explosion guy.
That's
You need help. Dump it. Dump it.
no, there's little explosion guys, and you put them on when places get just damaged. You put little damage blow up things on your ship. You can see that.
You can see it great the way you had it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think it's interesting. And what's funny is, unlike Castle Panic, the ship, some of the powers you can use, you can actually rotate your ship.
Yep.
To aim shields at the direction that ships are coming at you at. So it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's very awesome. Big fan.
So there you go. That's my gimmick.
Big fan.
The Enterprise.
This is a riot. That game is so much fun, and it is a fun twist on Castle Panic.
What?
Yeah, and you like it. The theme for this is fantastic, though, really and truly. A lot of the stuff that you encounter is straight out of the original series. Doomsday Machine, anyone? Okay. Let's see what else here. The Enemy Within. I think did they name them all after episodes? Yeah, Day of the Dove.
They got the rights. So
Search and Rescue, Space Seed, The Immunity Syndrome. Yeah. So all of these, and they're very thematic. They did a fantastic job. Clearly, they did their Star Trek research. They were fans. I applaud it.
Go somewhere.
Good old Fireside.
I don't know where they go.
In there.
Cool. I don't know. Right there.
My game.
That looks good. Panic!
Right. I love that bag. It's very bright.
All right.
Okay. Now this one is more of a mechanism. So this one's going to be a little more subtle for you people that, again, are like looking for craziness. This game is Awkward Guests. And you're like, what the heck's going on here? Well, for one thing, you're going to have a big screen in front of you. I didn't get out the screens because I wanted to show you what you're screening from people. And that is your map of the game. And this map is very much. This is like what I always wanted Clue to be. This is like super Clue. Okay, so inside this game, though, when you get to do trading and stuff, you get some information cards. The information cards have different values to them. So, for example, this guy, he is a 3. And if it's a level 3, that's telling you that this is scientific fact, has been completely proven 100% to be true. Okay? So it costs 3. It's very expensive. All right? And it'll be like, after examining the body, the coroner did not find a certain aspect that you can check off of your list or something, right? Then there's also 2s and 1s. And 2s, they may have some element of truth in them. They're generally true. But then there's 1s that could be hearsay. They could be true, but you're not sure. They have not been completely verified. So, for example, the number 1 here, this one says the police report states that the Berwick sisters' motive, social undermining, was not the crime motive. So you're like, okay, that one happens to be true, but it's not very much information compared to some of the others. Some of them will be like, so-and-so was interviewed, and she said that blah, blah, blah happened, and stuff like that. So you get to trade these. So you'll say, I want to get some information from Hunter. I might say, I've got 4 points worth of information. Now, Hunter can decide, because I'm giving him a 3 and a 1. He doesn't know if those are 2 2s or a 3 and a 1. He doesn't know what information he's getting. But out of his hand of cards, he can give me 4 1s. He could decide what he's going to give. You get to limit the kind of information that you give to them. So it's very similar to what you do with Clue, but there's more to it. There's a lot of hearsay and evidence, and some's better than others. It's not all 100% verified. And so that's when your list comes in. And as you can see on one of these games, it may be hard for you to see, there are scribbles all over this. When you're making notes and trying to remember, okay, Hunter gave me this card and this card. Alternately, he's keeping track of what cards he gives me, because he may want to give that card to me again if he can possibly give a duplicate card or something like that, because he doesn't want to give too much information away. So there's a lot of fun with this and the values for trading. So it's pretty cool. I really like that one. I think it's a fun gimmick.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Number 8.
All right. Let's see what my number 8 is. Be exciting. Anachrony. So anachrony is twofold. One is a mechanism. I'll talk about that first. So the mechanism, I love the, so anachrony, there's time travel. It simulates the time travel by borrowing from the future. Basically, if you're playing around, start around, like, oh man, I really need a purple cube, which is some mineral or something. I need a purple cube, and like, oh, there's not gonna be no way to get a purple cube this turn. I don't have any.
Yep.
I'll just tell future me, hey, send me a purple cube back in time to me, and I'll get it now and use it for whatever I need it to. But at some point in the future, I have to actually send the cube back in time.
Payback.
Or paradoxes and anomalies and all sorts of timey-wimey things happen.
Oh, dear.
And I think that's interesting. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just a loan. You're taking out a loan and you have to pay back the loan.
Yeah,
But
sure.
the way the theme of it is really interesting, how they do it and how they represent the taking a loan from the future. Mm-hmm. The other gimmick, and this is the visual gimmick, is in the game, in the base game, if you don't buy any of the fancy bits, your mechs are just little hexes, cardboard hexes. And when you load up your mech to go out to the capital city, you need a mech because it's all radiated and stuff. So you would take your little cardboard hex and put a little scientist guy laid on top of it. And that's how you do your thing. You buy the expansion, though, you get these cool big giant 3D mech guys that you use to go out in the city. And what's cool, it's not only are the mechs cool, just the 3D and the big chunkiness of it, your little science guys that you would normally just lay on the hex, they look like this. You just would lay them down on that little cardboard hex. They actually fit. They slide into your little mech. So you can see their little heads sticking out. And I actually see their symbols sticking out. But anyway, You actually load the little chip for your scientist into the little mech, and he goes out and drives around and does his thing. I think that's so funny. I mean, it's
over the top. Well, and the neat thing is too, they're all unique by faction. So these mechs look different than the red mechs.
Yeah, every
they're
faction has a unique
different.
mech.
It's ridiculous and fantastic.
This little guy, he just rides in a little mech.
It's so cute.
So yeah, I think that's awesome. Totally superfluous.
Superfluous?
That too. Yeah, it's that.
You were close.
I tried really hard.
Mad props.
I tried really hard to say that. But anyway, that's my number 8. Anachrony. You get a twofer. You get the mechanism and a component.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right. My number 8 is obvious when you see it because the entire game is the gimmick for me. And if you're going by gimmickiness, this would probably be number 1, honestly, because you can't get more gimmicky than a pizza box of New York slice, people. Not only is the game gimmicky by its very box, the art, the theme of this game. It's a choose, I split, you choose kind of game with slices of pizza. Look at these! And you know what's crazy? On the backside, they bothered to print crust. Okay, this is over the top greatness. Your score pad is a guest check. Looks like the old school guest checks that they write down your orders on and everything. The let's see. Oh, the specials. These are the different extra bonuses that you have for each round. So each day has a today's special. And then the instructions for the game themselves are hidden. Look at this. It's a menu! Okay, this is ridiculous. It's set up to look like a menu. They explain the game looking like a menu through the entire... This is genius. It's fantastic design, graphic design. The entire thing is just amazing. And it explains it well. It's easy to learn the game. It talks about how to find the different combos based off the different slices and the numbers and how you're doing this. These are fantastic. No, they're not perfectly baked. You can kind of see that they've got some dark spots and whatnot. They're a little bit uniform on the crust print on the back. But yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, you can see there's some ham, pepperoni. This one has like just no cheese. It's just got like the tomato sauce and pepperoni on it. To me, it looks like jelly to it. Drawn on it. But you can see some with peppers and stuff. They did a wonderful job on this.
So, poor Lou asked, you like the menu gimmick? Does the giant treasure map in Jamaica count, even though it's a pain to use?
Well, it is a gimmick, that's for sure. And it's memorable, but probably not in a positive way, right?
Alright, let's move on. Number 7. Maybe.
Possibly.
Pushed the wrong button.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Number 7.
Right.
So
you already know my number 7. So here's the deal. Someone mentioned, I don't remember who it was, said that a tiny part of game shouldn't count as a gimmick. I disagree about that.
Let's see if you can hear him. There's a lot of roaring. Ooh. He's cool.
I'll save my favorite one for last.
Oh, your favorite one for last? Put it next to your mic. Ooh.
He's stuck! He's stuck! He went off like 4 times. You're gonna see all of them. Here's my favorite one.
Okay, what's your favorite one?
Here we go. You ready?
Oh, that one's creepy.
So here you go. This is Dwellings of Eldervale. These are the
ridiculousness.
Redonkulous. Yeah, they're sound bases. Basically, as you move the creatures, I don't know if you guys can hear that. As you
they're
move
roaring every time.
Every time you take a step on the board, they make sounds.
The dude's my favorite. This guy's my favorite.
Anyway.
Water dudes. They're creepy. So what do you do with this one? This is an attacking monster fighting it out.
Yeah,
game,
this
right?
is, and Dwarves the other way, it's a kind of a pseudo dudes on a map kind of thing. So you're basically going out on a hex map and exploring and building dwellings and things like that. And then you got these big clunky monster guys that are moving around the board trying to kill you. There's ways in the game to actually control them and send them after other people. But yeah, they're totally not needed. But there you go. I think the base game is just chits, and then the first upgrade is just the dudes, because you can buy them without the base guys.
And they're cool too.
So they're just without the bases.
Because they're ridiculous.
And then the bases is the next level up. So.
Which is insane. Well, that's not it. There's also 2 settings for each of those.
Right, there's 2 sets of monsters.
Like if you want to get some gimmickiness. There's 2 different purple monsters, and they each have a different sound. So you have a switch on this, and you can switch back.
You switch it, and it makes
slightly different noise.
But they look very similar.
They do.
They're similar shaped creatures.
Yes.
So there you go. Dwellings Elevale, the sound bases. I don't know what the official name for them is. Noisy sound bases. Alright, now you can hear them as I put them all up.
Sounds like Attack of the Titans or something up in here. That's a pretty noisy one. That's a noisy one, sir.
There you go.
That's good.
Number,
That's good.
What was that? 8?
Number 7.
Number 7.
So this is another more subtle one. The gimmick that is the magical. Oh, stuff's falling. Century games. And what is the gimmick to this? Well, I must say, Matsuchi, genius. Okay. Sure, I got this cool game. I can play it. It's really fun. It looks really pretty, gorgeous art. You have these little cups with things in them. Really cool. Oh, wait. There's another one that's slightly different, does some different things. Oh, by the way, did I mention that you can combine these games and play one big mega game? So now I have 3 games that I can play right here with this. But wait, there's more. Oh, look, there's another Century game. It's got cool different things and does different stuff and really cool art and neat things. Oh, did I mention that you could combine it with any of these or all of them together, and I just doubled what I can do? That's crazy. Crazy awesome.
You did the math on that.
Thank you.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you. Every once in a while I do math. School's out, my brain's starting to work again. So, this is so cool. And one of our favorite things now is to just put these all together and play this big, massive Century game. You want a little bit simpler one? You want to teach it just a basic game or take it to a coffee shop? I don't know. Grab the basic one and go wherever. You want to play just with some maps and boats? Grab this. You know, it's so cool. Depends on your mood. You can play a different game with this. The replayability is insane. I love it.
You didn't even mention the fact that the covers.
Oh, I didn't even get that far yet. Yeah. We're missing. Are we missing one?
No.
No? We got one? Oh my goodness. How cool is this, people? Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Huge fan of the Century games.
Meh.
Very cool gimmick.
Meh.
Yeah. Listen here.
No, it's good. It's actually pretty smart. I wonder if he actually, if Emerson actually
if he what?
had these all ready, all 3 ready, and
then dished them out.
Then dished them out, or did he build the first one and then figure out how to build the second one, and then figured out how to build the third one?
Either way, I feel like either way you look at that is just pure genius. I don't know.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm very curious too. But these are fantastic. I really like them because you're taking these and you have cups with different colored cubes in them, and you're building up your own little engine builder. And what you're doing with it is you're grabbing the cups of stuff, and some of the cards require different types, and you have to upgrade to different levels of cubes. And so you're always trading through, and you're always playing with the cubes and the cups and stuff, and getting better cards and building up a better engine, and then it tricks it up with other things with maps and stuff that you're doing extra in these other games. Oh, and it is just crazy good. Huge fan. The Century Spice games.
Cool beans. Let's move on to number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6. All right, folks. What is my number 6? Let's push this button and find out. Potion.
Oh,
Someone predicted it earlier. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! What just happened?
Why did you load it? I kind of wish there was a camera over here right now.
All right, this will be internet first.
5,000 pickup.
No, wait. This is gonna be exciting.
What are you doing?
You ready for this?
No, I'm not. Oh, it fell apart. That's why. I was afraid you were
The
gonna
gimmick is no longer a gimmick.
How did you break it?
I don't know. Probably should have glued it. So there's these marbles and they roll down the thing.
Yeah, they go in here.
Wait.
So you put them in here and they roll down these nifty little trays that are they're angled so that the marble eventually would do this, and then they're all lined
Why
up
did
in
it
here.
do this?
Okay, nobody go running over into that side of the room. You'll do the old slip on the banana peel maneuver. Well, you just took the whole thing apart now. It's all or nothing, huh? You're done. See, and the gimmick also comes apart and you can put it away. Okay,
When's the last time you guys shot marbles?
Tell me about your gimmick.
I don't remember how to do it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not very good at this anymore. I used to be good.
Don't you flick it? Don't you flick it?
I'm trying to.
Kinda.
There we go.
Wow, you're pretty good at that. I am not. So, tell me about your gimmick.
Well, there's this gimmick that falls apart if you don't do it right.
We've never had it fall apart before. It's awesome. So, apparently this one, this is the original with the cardboard thing, and I think, didn't they make a plastic one?
Yes. You can only get the plastic one now.
Okay, so...
Apparently it's far superior to this thing.
Don't let this happen to you. Get the plastic one.
I bet the kids today don't even know how to know anything.
They probably don't know anything about marbles, and they probably get mad if their marbles got stolen.
Potion Explosion, it's like the Bejeweled type games. You basically point out marbles, they're going to explode, and then the whole thing explodes and falls apart. I am not rebuilding that.
Oh, I think you should, on camera.
On camera?
It looks exciting. What a cool gimmick. What is that, Hunter? Build it. I'm kidding. Don't throw those. Oh. All right. Mine, I'm pretty sure
we're moving on?
Yes. Oh, yes. We're moving on.
There are marbles everywhere on the floor. Anyway.
So, my number 6 doesn't
Does it fall apart?
Nope. Nope, it doesn't. But I can guarantee that as you see this on the board.
Potion Dispenser Explosion.
You see this on the board, you're going to be like, what the heck is this? In the middle of this mysterious board with all these different segments on it. I swear, I will beat you with this obelisk. All right, so...
How many times has that been said in history?
I probably don't want to even know. So, the cool thing with this gimmick is not only the fact that you have this cool obelisk in the middle of it, but you have daylight and nighttime actions and things that are based off of how the sun is hitting the sections that you're on, because this rotates. And you can see this disc here has color codes with different levels of light, and then there's different colored cubes that are ranked in those of which you can get, not get, etc. So as this is rotating, it might get into an area where you want to, in the daytime, you need white cubes. Well, you're going to have to be out in the daytime because that's the one where the white cube is the cheapest, for example. It's really cool. It guides everything that you're doing. This is... pretty cool little gimmick, honestly. I like it. And the only thing is, I've discovered that this doesn't like to stay in here, and I tend to knock it over, which drives Hunter crazy because he doesn't know how I knock it over so much. But, I really like, this one is a very crunchy
Oh, it's because it's sitting on the table.
Yeah, it needs to have the depth of the board.
Oops.
Man, you're terrible at this. See, I rest my case. It is a little easy to knock down, I suppose. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of... If you want a heavy game, It has a really cool gimmick.
I never did even put your door number.
No.
Is that 6?
Yes. Tekenu is the name of the game. Obelisk of the Sun, and there's your obelisk. And again, as it moves around the board, it'll let you go to these different areas and buy different things, and they all chain off of each other in mysterious and really cool ways. And you do need to go and visit these things at different times of day because of what abilities and actions those different colored cubes let you do. Really fun. So, there you go. We're never going to get past Potion Explosion. I tried.
I'm still recovering from the potion explosion.
Zolkin, yes. Zolkin is from the same designer, I believe, in that line, right?
One of the same.
Yeah, one of the same designers. And that one is also I don't have it, but yeah, with the gears and stuff, that's a really good gimmicky one as well.
All right, let's do it.
Good one, so.
Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, see what number 5 is. Lords of Hellas.
Ooh, good.
So this one has some mechanism gimmicks, but I don't care about that. What I care about is the monuments that's in the game.
The monuments are ridiculous.
So
awesome.
in the game, you're building these monuments to the gods, right? When you start the game, the monuments, if I can get it apart, these are painted. I took this apart earlier. It should come apart. There we go. So when you start the game, the monuments look like this. You're just sitting on the table. There's nothing going on. There's little spots for your little priest to sit in. But then as you build the monument, you actually build it piece by piece. I'm going to take them apart. So when you build the first piece of the monument, this guy goes in. Like, somehow. And then you build the next piece. Actually, you're in 4 pieces. So you build them in stages. Pull this guy apart. They come apart. Some assembly required. So you build the next piece. You're actually going to build the next piece and actually put it on. And et cetera, et cetera. So you actually build, like represents the monument being built as you go, right? So you have all these different pieces that you put together as you go. And that's kind of a representative also of how powerful the abilities you get when you have control of the monument. They give you special abilities, and they get more powerful as the monument is built, right? As time goes by and the monument's built. So there you go.
Yep.
Lords of Hellas.
And I love the fact that they did this kind of like almost cyberpunky thing to them because it's still the Greek gods, but they are mechanized and stuff. It's really interesting how they blended the past with the futuristic stuff, and I like both of those things, so it was kind of a neat blend.
Maybe I'll get it put back together.
That game is really deceptively fun to play. It looks like this super meaty dudes on a map, but there's all these different ways that you can win the game that don't necessarily have to be with constant attacking. You can go in and build those temples, or just go and take over certain regions, and so it's really interesting. I like this game.
Get it put back together.
Yeah, we'll still be here. I hope you guys don't have anything.
Potion explosion.
Oh my gosh! Stop bringing it up.
All right, go away. Who's he? Ares?
Looks like him.
Go away, Ares.
Oh,
Ares died.
Oh my goodness.
What's your number 5? Or that we're on 5?
Yes. I don't actually have number 5.
You don't own it?
I don't own it, but I'm hoping to someday.
Huh.
And that is Millennium Blades.
Oh.
The gimmick with this one
played it this
I did just play it this weekend, and I absolutely adore this game. And the whole gimmick with this is that it's very meta. It's very meta.
You're meta.
You're playing a game about playing a CCG, a collectible card game. So you're not actually, but you're actually playing the collectible card game inside the board game. Again, like I said, it's very meta. It'll mess with your head a little bit, but you're going in and you're building your decks and playing in these tournaments. And there's 2 different kind of phases to the game where you have the tournament section and you're actually using your deck that you've created to fight it out against your opponent. And then there's the other phase where you're actually sitting and trading cards in and out, building your decks and building it up and everything. And it's just so, I don't know. I think it's really fun, and it's really neat to see on the table because you have packs and packs and packs of these cards, and people are sorting through them. And it caught my eye when they first came out, seeing people play it because they're playing it. And I'm like, oh, is that a new CCG? I didn't even know. No, it's a game about playing a CCG. Already has all the cards in it. I don't know why it took us this long to finally play this game because it's like right up our alley. And
I heard it didn't play well 2 players, but after I read the rules,
no, we played it. And we're
I
like,
think it'll be fine 2 players.
So good.
Because the trading wasn't a big part of the game at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So,
no,
I mean, I guess it could be.
It could be, but why? Because
But that's hindered with lesser players, right?
Yeah, because there's the store that you buy from, right, and other stuff, and yeah, and we could trade with each other if you're more than 2 players. But again, that's such a minor thing, and I don't think I traded with. Did I trade with you?
We traded one time.
We traded. I was gonna say I traded like a couple times period throughout the whole thing and played it, and so good, such a good game. There is a bit of a setup for it though, because there are so many decks and everything else. There's a lot of sorting and shuffling of cards, but they are clearly numbered and set up, so it is really easy to just flip them onto the backs and sort them really quickly at the end. I find that kind of relaxing. As a CCG player, sorting through cards probably doesn't bother you, in which case, it's a perfect game for you. So, really, really enjoyed that.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the fat stacks with cash, too.
Let's move on.
Number 4.
Number 4. Alright, what is my number 4?
What is your name?
It is The Avengers!
Oh my gosh, this is the best game.
The Temple of Chocolate.
This is such a good game.
So this is basically Indiana Jones, the game. It is just full of gimmicks. So you're basically explorers going down into a cave or ruins, and it's full of traps and all sorts of shenanigans, and you're trying to avoid them. But they're big, clunky. The traps are represented with big, clunky bits. So you have walls, these big, giant, clunky walls.
I love them.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Anyway, two big giant walls, and they're actually closing in on you. So you can
each round you push them in closer.
Like they move closer and closer. But within this room is information to get through another part of the map to take a shortcut. So you can stay here and do some research and find some stuff out, but the walls are closing. And if you're still in the room when the walls close, you're dead. So there's that. I'm getting there. And
our favorite.
So you can't just stick around and go and peruse. You say peruse is always the other one, right?
Yeah, peruse is actually
when you want to. Peruse is the right word there. If you want to peruse the dungeon, you can't because there's this giant boulder, all like Indiana Jones, that is rolling down the hall towards you, and you're basically moving along, grabbing treasures, running, exploring things, avoiding traps. All the while, this boulder is moving along the board. And if you're ever in the path of the boulder, you're squished. And eventually the boulder goes all the way to the end of the tunnel and slams the exit shut. So the boulder gets ahead of you. You've got to somehow find a way to take a shortcut to get ahead of the boulder, because if it gets to the end before you, you're trapped forever and die. So invariably you're going to die in this game. So
the trick to this one is to not actually grab that much treasure and just run for the hills, because everybody that gets greedy in this game ends up dead.
Yes.
It never fails.
And what's funny is that you're trying to run in front of this boulder. Each time you pick up a treasure, you move slower and slower
because
and
you're
slower.
Way down.
And the boulder's going faster and faster. In fact, it's gaining momentum, right? It's going and it's getting faster and faster each round.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
And you can actually, if you get weighed down, you can just start throwing treasures to be able to run faster. And you have to go across a rickety bridge, and
there's a river,
and the railing, the little planks are breaking on the bridge, and you fall into the river, and you have to swim your way out of the river. It is a crazy game. But,
well, and there's the floor, the lava floor,
right,
where you've got these patterns, and you get clues to it to
in
see how to walk across all these tiles.
In the crashing wall room.
Yeah, they have patterns and designs on them.
You know which one's bad, which one's good.
Yeah, because if you flip them and they're the wrong ones, you fall into like pit of lava
and die.
So you go in and you have to get the clues to that, or you can kind of bypass that room entirely, but that's one of the shortcuts is to go through this room. So there's choices you make right off the bat, and it's just, oh, goodness.
So anyway, the gimmick's really the all the crazy bits in this game.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I don't think they would be the same game without
the boulder is a finger puppet? No. It's an actual...
No, it's got a hole in it.
Oh.
I was spinning it on my finger.
I never noticed that. That's so weird.
Because I think.
Oh, does it actually eat a person?
No, maybe not.
No, it doesn't.
Let's see if you find a skinny guy. They're all holding things up. No, they don't fit inside it.
Darn, that would have been really funny.
No, they're all too big to fit in it.
I don't know why it's got a hole.
I think it's just so it sets flat and it has a flat part. I don't know why it has a hole. Maybe to make it lighter, less plastic. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
they probably saved them.
There you go.
That game is hilarious.
That is my.
That game is hilarious.
That is my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Adventurers. There's actually multiple Adventurers games. I don't own any of the other ones, so.
This one's amazing. I don't know.
I don't own any of the other Adventurers games. I think there's 2. I know there's at least 2. All right. Clear the camera and you can go back.
Yes, Kabuki. I love that about the different sequence in the movies, and also the Donald Duck comic had that, and I think the DuckTales movie did something with it too, right?
What's that?
All the gimmicks with the traps in the sequence and stuff. Yeah, there's so many that just love that. Okay, my number 4 is probably, as far as eye-catching, is probably my number 1. Because you can't miss this game. Because it has 2 ginormous clubs in it. Okay? Already preparing yourself. And that is for UgTech, one of the most hilarious games ever made. I still don't know how we didn't get kicked out of our game place, DGM.
We weren't screaming like little kids.
We were laughing so hard we were crying. And shrieking. And UgTech, what you're doing, you have teams, and you have somebody who's building. Let me show you. I'll go ahead and show you all this. This whole game is just fantastic.
We played this live during one of our shows.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did. We showed it off like for the one player.
Plays.
You get cards of varying degrees of difficulty, and they have a picture on them. You can see it has a certain setup with these different colors. Like this may have, it's set up like this. Or maybe it's got like this, or something different, right? And and it's also on top of, or next to, it might have, see it's got 2 colored sides as well, so you might have to flip it. This might be the picture. Using grunts and smacking them, nothing else, some little sign language, you tell your teammate how to build this faster than the other team is building said object. And you have to do it at the same time. So if they got it right, smack them once. They got it wrong, bop them twice. Or I think it might be the other way around. Either way, I think we switched it because it was more fun to yell no by smacking extra. It is crazy difficult to find this game. But honestly, it's just wood blocks. You paint and stuff, and you just need to find... I'm sure Dollar Tree or somewhere has some crazy... something similar you can use to smack people with. There's got to be a way to recreate this game. Maybe. I wish they would reprint this game. This game is hilarious. Yes, this is magical. This is magical. you're the whole time, and there's 2 people doing that or more, depending on the teams. No, it's 2 teams.
No, you have up to 4 teams.
You can have up to 4 teams. How would you do that with that?
You have 2 teams.
I was like, you only have 2 clubs.
No.
This game, oh my gosh. If you want to laugh until you cry, that's what this game. That or get somebody so mad that they end up flipping the table and beating you up, which is probably also thematic given that this game in. Either way, you're going to have an interesting one. And that's our tip.
So on to my number 3. It's not near as exciting as that.
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's just a gimmick. I love this gimmick. I was kind of blown away by this gimmick.
Okay.
So let's move on.
Number 3.
So my number 3 is Smartphone Inc. And it's simply your production and action selection. So you're given these 2, they call them tablets, but they're basically 2 little cardboard things. And on it are various symbols, and all those symbols relate to different actions. And all it is you're flipping and rotating these things in such a way and covering each symbols up in such a way that you get the actions that you want and the number that you want. And the more there is of a certain symbol, the more powerful that action is. And additionally, the more overlap you have, the more you produce, goods you produce. So if you only overlap 1 spot, you're only going to produce 1 good. I think you have to do at least 2, but 1. And then if you overlap 2, you get 2 goods. You overlap 3.
No, you just have to have 1.
And then you overlap 4, you get 4 goods. But as you're overlapping more, you're producing more, but then you're covering up your symbols and making your actions less powerful. It's just such a simple little gimmick, and as time goes by, you get little one tile size chits that you can add to your board that you can put on spots that are blanks or cover up an action that you don't want to do. Maybe you like this side, but you don't want this purple action to be done, so you can put them on your chits to cover that up. So it's just a really interesting gimmick. I don't know if I've ever seen any kind of action selection that's this tactile, that you're actually maneuvering boards
cool.
to decide how you want to do your actions. So it's not that exciting, but it's definitely a gimmick. I don't think I don't know. I've never played a game that decides actions this way. Where
it was really fun puzzling those out too every turn.
Yeah.
Like it was actually enjoyable to do.
So
that's a fun one.
There you go. That is my not as exciting as beating someone with a club, but maybe more innovative. I don't know.
Oh yes. All right. So my number 3, I didn't get out the whole thing because the box for this is ginormous. But my game is Mystic Fail.
Oops, wrong button.
Number 3.
You get your own announcement for your number 3.
Mine's so special. So you get a deck. Your deck, the gimmick with this one obviously is card crafting. Your deck is very boring at first. See this? Most of them are blanks, and then you have a few in here that are like, oh, there's something here, and one in the middle there. So, what's cool, hand me the cards, dear. Thank y'all. These card crafting, as they call it, you're going to have a tableau of different cards that you can work up to purchase. And as you can see, it's clear. They sometimes have special abilities and text and things along the side. They have something in the top, or it might be in the middle, might be in the bottom. It just depends. You can accumulate different powers. You can make it a super powerful card, or you can make all of your decks kind of spread it out amongst your decks. But here, like, see, I've got one here. I've already got something in the top, so let me pick something. Here we go. Oh, look, this one's got something in the middle. So I go in and just slide this down, and now this card has 2 abilities and 2 sets worth of symbols, and you play it like a regular deck builder game. So you shuffle it in, draw up, play out, purchase things, build up your little engine, and so on and so forth. Super cool.
Yeah, but what's interesting about this is not only the crafting part, is that you start with 20 cards and you never get more cards.
Yeah, this is it. This is your deck. Your deck is fully ready to go.
Yeah.
And it gives you some basic money, a little bit of that. And that's it. It gives you lots of blank options for you to get in there and just kind of sink your teeth into building what you want to build. Do you want to have a super money card? Do you want to have it spread out so you're always getting a little bit of money? What do you want to do? What's your goal? And it just depends on kind of what cards are out there, what you want to do, what kind of bonuses do you want to go for, because there's also these separate bonus card things that you're going for based off of symbols. You might want to do a bunch of symbols on here. It's really a lot of fun. I really enjoy what they've done. With this awesome Mystic Fail.
Yeah, I knew that wouldn't be on your list.
Yep, one of the first ones I thought of.
All right, let's move on.
Number 2.
My number 2 is a new game.
Is it?
You recently played it. You had a little new game recently in your list, and
That's
I got
true.
one as well.
That's true.
And this is #Tom Doesn't Like Fun.
Oh yeah, #Tom Vassal Doesn't Like Fun. I know what game you picked.
Merchant's Cove. This is the gimmick of all gimmicks,
Gimmickness.
because this is a kind of a Euro game that each person is playing the game differently. So let's say you're sitting around the table. One person might be playing a roll and write game. Another person's playing a dice placement game. Another person's playing an engine building game. Another person's playing that's another game. I don't know. Anyway, so basically everyone there's a central board in the game, and everyone is utilizing that to play the main game. But they're manipulating that main board and creating goods and things with their own player board that is completely unique. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way, and I'll show you the player boards. So this is the Oracle, I believe. This is actually a whiteboard, or whatever you call them.
Yep.
Anyway,
Like a little mark.
Dry
erase board.
Dry erase board. It's a dry erase board that you're using for your roll and write. So you're marking, just like roll and write, you're marking off and checking things and crossing things out and writing numbers and all that stuff. So that's how they produce your good. The end result of all the player boards is you're producing goods.
It's
for
all
sale.
Basically, ultimately the same thing.
But this person's doing a roll right. So this person, that's the one she played the last time we played, and then I played the Innkeeper. So what the Innkeeper is, this is an engine building game. So we're basically the Innkeeper is getting beds ready for all the adventurers to sleep in, and the adventurers that sleep in their beds, they become regular customers. And as time goes by, you're getting more and more regular customers which is making your actions more and more powerful. So it's an engine building. You make the customer happy, they get the little bed to sleep in, they become a regular customer, which in the next round, it makes your actions more powerful, and it builds and builds and builds. So early in the game, my goods weren't very valuable. They weren't very good. I wasn't scoring a lot of points. She was scoring a lot more points than me. But as time went by, my engine built up, and I was able to produce better and better goods. So she's playing an engine building game, and then we got one that we haven't played. This is the Dragon Keeper. I have no idea. Tile placement, maybe? I have no idea what this
We'll learn.
We haven't played this one yet. But we also played the Blacksmith, which is dice placement, and you played the Alchemist, which plays Potion Explosion, and the marble thing doesn't fall apart.
It's also a lot smaller, though, too, in its defense.
So you're playing a Potion Explosion type game with the Alchemist, and there's 2 or 3 others that we haven't explored yet. So
yeah,
it's really cool that everyone in the end is producing goods to sell to the adventurers, but their goods are different, and how they go about making those goods is completely different. So
Carly wants to know when our next live play of this will be.
I don't know. We need to play. I want to play the dragon guy.
Yeah, we need to do it.
And we haven't played the captain. We haven't played the dragon person, dragon rancher, the captain, and the thief or the rogue. We haven't played those 3
and
yet.
I'm happy to play either one of those because I know you're really into the dragon rancher. So
yeah, it looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's totally a gimmick. It's everyone is very, like I said, doing the same thing. They're just going about it differently.
Yeah.
And it seems like when she played like the Alchemist, like, oh, I want to try that one. I mean, you're not actually doing what they're doing, but you can see what they're doing and how they're doing it. You're like, oh, that looks so interesting. I just think it's cool to have replayability. So we have 7 different characters in the box, so you could play the game 7 different ways and not before you have to repeat.
Before you're repeating anything, yeah. And it's not going to be the same every time you play it either, because there's so many different factors that go into it. I love this. I think it's a lot of fun.
There you go.
Lot.
And as an aside, the gimmick, each little person has a little display thing.
Well, yeah, their display tables.
So
are
the innkeeper has a little table that he's putting drinks on, and then the dragon rancher has a little corral.
I love that.
That he's putting those little dragons in.
This was the oracles. I dropped some little bones and dice and stuff into this.
For rolling your dice.
For my dice. And I have a table too, but it's boring.
That's a little table.
Yeah, it's stuff just a little table.
Yeah, I love this game.
It's so cute.
I love this game. So, contrary to what many people believe.
Yeah, maybe being Tom Bassel.
It is a good game.
That's right, Tom. I'm talking about you.
All right. Let's move that away.
Yes, indeedy. That's a good one.
Get it out of here.
My next one also has a lot of tactile components and just visually, I think they did a lot of gimmicky fun stuff with the theme to make it just feel more, thematic. And that is a new one again too, Honey Buzz. This one has you building. What is wrong with you, man?
Number 2.
Hey guys. Hey y'all, we're back. So, Honey Buzz.
I don't know why I'm pushing the wrong button.
Stop touching it. Okay, so
too many Coke Zeros, I guess.
I guess so. Calm down on those. All right. So with Honey Buzz, I love this. Look at the little pieces. Okay, I'm gonna pull them out because they're all blocked together.
So what's the gimmick?
The gimmick is you're building little honeycomb bits, and based off of the different flowers that you go and visit, you're making different kinds of honey, and those are different too. See how they interlock?
Like, I thought it would be the gummies and the nectar.
That's what I'm getting to, and the different little gummy bits. These are just wonderful. Okay, so you've got the little pollens, and they're different colors for the different types of pollens, like on the tops of them. See these? They're different tops. So cute. And then these pieces in here that are the different types of honey are a riot. They're not plastic. They're like this gummy texture. It almost reminds me of, like, ever have a hot glue gun and you let the glue gun stuff dry and then you peel it off? That's almost what it feels like. It's got that little bit of a give to it. Yeah, you see it doesn't make any noise and it bounces. It's very rubbery. It kind of reminds me of like the hot glue gun stuff. But depending on the different types, of honey, I should have had you get the thing to show all the different components.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
I didn't think
different
we'd have
types of
little tiny
honey.
bits like this.
You get different types of. See, they're so cute. They're all different shapes and sizes and colors and stuff. And the whole thing, just you're making different patterns with the honeycomb, and then you get stuff to put in the center of it, so it kind of almost looks flower-like. It's just everything about bees and flowers and honey, and I'm here for it. I absolutely love this game. Plus, if you get all the extra, if you want some gimmicky bits that are fun to look at. Thank you. Where is it? Oh, here we go. The little starter thing. These are so cute.
Oh, the little first player marker?
Yeah, the first player. We have a first player marker that's a little honey pot. Looks like something Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that's an expansion piece.
Oh, that's the expansion piece.
Yes, this is expansion.
It's a piece? I thought it was the first.
No, it's an expansion we haven't played yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't played that. And then the little first player marker is the little honey dipper, and it's actual wood. Absolutely stinking adorable. So, yeah. And then as you can see, this is another little expansion bit that we haven't played with yet. They have different jars in the recess, and we're going to be putting something in these jars at some point. It's such a cute game. I love the little gimmicks with it.
So, Julio, there's 7, but there might be an 8th merchant's code. I don't think it's much of a secret anymore. If you get the secret stash, there's an extra thing. So you got 8 characters.
Spoilers!
I know. I was trying to be nice and not spoil it, but I guess I will. Got it?
Oh, yeah. And plus, there's the little bees themselves are bright yellow. I mean, you probably can't see the bees in there, but you can see they're bright yellow. I mean, it's so cute. I love this game. It's fun to play with. It's got fun little bits to play with. The theme's cool. It's nice and puzzly. Very, very fun.
It's alright.
Shush.
Alright, let's move on.
Shush.
It's on. It's time. It's time for the big one.
Technical
The
difficulties.
big one.
Number 1.
So my number 1 is the Gimmicks to End All Gimmicks. It is a big giant boxes.
It's pretty amazing.
Of nothing but gimmicks. The boxes of gimmicks. Behold, gimmicks. Alright, let's go through them real quickly here.
Oh dear. Oh no. I guess you already have Potion Explosion to clean up. What's this? What's one more thing? Right? Am I right?
It's a big giant. Oh man, I gotta repack this. Maybe I don't want to. I'll just pull out the main gimmick.
I've gotta repack this.
I'll pull out the main gimmick. It's Volcar. So basically, this is gonna be sitting on the top of this giant map. I guess I will pull it up. Giant map. Look at all this. This isn't a gimmick. I don't know what it is. Alright. Nope, not there. I made that mistake before. Alright. So you got this big giant map. This what do they call this?
Plastic?
Vacuum form plastic.
Yeah.
It's a big giant map, and you have this dude that's sitting on top of a mountain. You're dropping little balls, marble things. Hey, we got tons of marbles.
Excuse me, those are big flaming balls of lava.
Okay, lava, flaming things. And here, and basically, it's going to roll down the map. You're going to knock off the other players. So that's one gimmick, and then in other ones, take this away.
Take what away? Ah!
Then we got this. We got the Spider Springs gimmick. We got another little board here like this. And here. And then you got a bag of spiders. And those spiders are like a little
explosion.
There's like a little thing that launches the spiders. Trampoline there, yeah. Basically, a thing falls off your main board, it hits this and launches spiders all over the place, and it messes with players. I think it slows them down or movement down or something. And then, when that's not enough, you got the shipwreck here. It's a big giant boat. Thing. It's gonna be shooting little cannons and big giant. Look at this big giant foam ball thing here. Right here, look at this big giant foam ball. I'm gonna throw it at you. Think I'll hit you?
Probably. Nope.
Oh, I just missed.
Oh my gosh! Did we come back all the way to me?
It's like a bowling ball. It returns. Let me try again.
No.
I got you that time. All right. So there you go. Fireball Island. It is boxes and boxes of gimmicks. Beat that.
I won't. I'm not even going to attempt to it. This is all you. This is all. That's all you.
I know. I'm gonna spend all day tomorrow fixing all this stuff.
I will help you. You know.
There's marbles everywhere. There's marbles under your piano.
We're gonna have to count them now. Thanks for that. So my last gimmick. I'm gonna go get my
That's how I feel right now.
Is it right? Okay.
Hold on.
You know what? You're right. Whoa.
What?
That wasn't me. That was the box, I swear.
And this was, I knew Rebecca, this should be your number one. I don't know.
This was the first one I picked, and this is why it's number one. It's the first thing I thought of, because I'm like, this was one of those gimmicks. This is the first time I saw a Euro game, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Because usually Euro games are like, whatever.
And this was my number 6. This is the one we had crossover. This is the only crossover we had. This was my number 6 originally.
It's Amerigo. Amerigo! So, the Cube Tower for Amerigo. Yeah, this is a Stefan Feld game. You guys see the cover. Okay, so you have this. Okay, you have cubes and things you're doing with cubes. You're like, oh, what a shock, Stefan Feld. The main part of the game is a whole bunch of these that are randomly put together to make a little map with miscellaneous sized islands and waterfronts all around here. So you're sailing around in these oceans and seas in between and exploring all these islands. Well, the actions are based off of these cubes. You have different types of actions based off of the color. And how much of that action you can do is based on how many cubes you get. So in a round, for example, let me seed this a little bit really quickly here. I don't think I did very well with that. We'll see. You never know. You never know. Never know. Okay, so I think some stayed that time. All right. So you see that you actually do this to seed the game.
Correct. You put all the cubes through it.
Yeah, you put all the cubes through it. And then, okay, so say it's round whatever. It's red round. And so for that round, we happen to have 3 red cubes. So what we do for the round is we put in 3 red cubes. Oh, cool. We have 3 red cubes and a yellow cube came out. So that means that you get to choose, do I want to do red action or a yellow action? You actually get a choice, and then based off of how many cubes there is, how much.
Actually, I think you take the highest number.
You do. So if I choose the yellow action, I will get to do 3 of it. Like, have a power 3 for it. Which is kind of cool, because it doesn't just kill you with the fact that, oh, there's only 1. No, you actually get to do a yellow action out of your turn, because you cycle through the colors that you do based off of this lovely color wheel that no one's ever seen in a Stefan Feld game before, ever, right? I'm totally kidding about that. So some of the stuff's not crazy original, but you know what? This is, and how you move in the game and do that stuff, it's a lot of fun. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Not
love
original.
It.
Cube Tower, but
no.
Cube
Tower's not original, but what you do with it and it just changes the game. This is not the same kind of Feld game as you see back here, where you're like, okay, I push this cube here and trade this cube with this and that. No, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a little bit of an element of chance to it, and there's some things you can do to mitigate it and whatnot with some planning. I love it. I absolutely love that. It adds another little puzzly aspect to it.
It's very soothing too.
You do love playing with that more than anything. No, you're not. No, I can already see where this is going. I already see where this is going. I do not want to clean up beads, these cubes.
But there's hardly anything to clean up, sweetie. All right, well, that's it. That's it.
That is it.
Not
too shabby, folks. That was a good list.
Is
and
it,
I did
folks.
mention, I didn't mention, but the chat mentioned. So if you are watching this, I highly recommend listening to the chat too, or reading the chat. I can't English, because you guys have mentioned games that were on my I thought about list, like Stop Thief. I thought about it kind of after the fact, and I was like, that would be a fantastic game.
I thought of after I made a list, I thought of several more.
Oh yeah, photosynthesis. I know you guys mentioned in the chat.
We do our honorable mentions. You have your honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, I do.
So here's my honorable mentions.
Crossover.
City of the Big Shoulders was originally on my list, but I marked it off because I thought it was really cool for the drafting the worker placement spots.
Oh.
But then I realized that it's basically a variation of Lords of Waterdeep where you buy the worker placement spot. So I kind of knocked that off.
Well, it's not like
we got Dice Forge with dice building. It's been done before, but Dice Forge is the one we have. You mentioned New York Slice.
Yep.
And you just mentioned photosynthesis.
Yep.
You did Takenu and Ugtech, which were on my short list.
Yep.
And other one I included was Papillon, the little trees.
That was
putting the little butterflies on the trees.
That was my number 11. What is going on with this game? Okay. So yes, Papillon and Mariposas I thought was very gimmicky too, because you actually have the little map.
Yeah.
And you have little butterfly pieces that you're flying up and back. The other ones that you hadn't mentioned was Praga Capodregni, the whole eggy bits and stuff, the eggs and the little thing. rondelle thing, the eggs, all that. Aquatica with the little
Sliding the cards.
slidey board
A lot
bit.
of games do the sliding
But
cards.
yeah, I know, and I thought that's kind of mad. Again, I thought of it later. I think you mentioned most of the others, and the chat mentioned. Oh, Sticky Chameleons. That was another one that I thought was hilarious because you're pretending to have a little tongue of that, and inevitably that turns into just a big all-in-all brawl in our household where everyone's getting smacked by chameleon tongues.
Whoa.
It's what? That's what happens.
Yeah,
I believe I got the piece that you're supposed to get, and then Hunter didn't want me to get it, so I'm getting flogged.
Well, see, here's the
Instead
thing.
of trying to go for the piece, you just smacked
The
me.
thing with the Sticky Chameleons, I'm gonna defend
Okay.
I'm defending myself here. So it's like this little whippy thing that has a sticky end on it. You're basically trying to pop cards and bring them back. The thing is, if you can get the card off of their thing before they take it off.
So why were you hitting me?
So what? No.
Card?
Anyone who's played a game like this, you smack the person once to distract them, and then you go after what they have.
You were smacking me multiple times where you were trying.
I've been trying to distract you a lot.
Right. Uh-huh.
Smack once to distract, and then you go after the card.
You know another really good gimmicky game is Throw Burrito. Because
similar
why? You have a burrito. Why?
And even the bigger outdoor ones with the big giant burrito, blow up burrito.
I saw someone had posted where they got their stuck on the roof of their house. I howled. I was laughing so hard at that. I was like, that is amazing. How do you explain to that one? You're like, hey, can you help me get this burrito off my roof? I mean, I love the idea of that. There's so many good games, and you guys mentioned a bunch of them in there. There's just so many good games that have, like Everdell. I thought about Everdell too. That was another one that was on here. The big tree. Do you need that? No. But it's so cool to have this tree. And you're
it's
like,
cool unless you're the guy that's sitting on the other side of the tree and can't see the game board.
Well, then you shouldn't sit over there. I'm just saying. Oh, the other one that was in my list that you didn't mention, I had Camel Up, which you guys know, the little, I love the little pyramid dice shaker. I love that. And then Dice Town.
Shaking the dice in the
yeah,
cup.
because it has a little cup, and the dice are also poker hands.
Right.
So you can shake it up, and then you try to get a poker hand out of it with the dice. And I think that is so much fun. I don't know. We haven't talked about Dice Town in a long time.
Nope.
Planet, that was another one you guys mentioned that I have played. I loved with the magnetic bits to build your little planet. I love that. It was a puzzle and everything. Cool idea. So yeah, I mean, you guys have some great ones in there.
There's a lot of board games with gimmicks. I mean, that's how they sell.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, really, at its heart, again, the definition is just something that kind of attracts attention. So at its basic, generic definition, most games are going to have some kind of gimmick, hopefully, whether it's nice art or something to kind of draw you into it, right? And it's just the ones that are the most memorable are the ones that really, end up on a list like this. So.
Well, I need to go on to the BGG marketplace and put an ad, host an explosion, cheat, some assembly required, might be missing marbles.
Or you could just hunt around and pick them up. Maybe you could bribe the children to look for them for you. I'm sure if you gave them money, they'd be looking for it.
All right, folks. So that's it for this time. So 1 week from tonight, it's happening again. Part 3.
Oh man!
You know the third part of any series is the best part. Part 3.
And you know what? It's not a grand finale though.
No, it's not. It'll be part 4 and
this
5 and 7 and 25. Part 3. The Great Culling.
No.
So part 3, the Great Culling. If you don't know what that is, we actually make a list.
Check it twice.
And maybe Rebecca will actually put some on the list this time. She never does.
I'll be putting some.
We'll make a list of games that we potentially might consider calling, and then we do a vote, yes or no. And if we get 2 yeses to be called, it's out. We get 2 no's for it to be called, it stays. If we get a mixed vote, we must discuss and come to a decision, stay or go. We must defend our positions for keeping or getting rid of. So that's 1 week from tonight. Then 2 weeks from tonight, we're doing a thing, the Brothers Murph, I guess the kind of a variation of something, the blindfold challenge. They came up with the blindfold challenge where you guess the game by 1 bit. 1 little bit out of the game. And we froze. We almost made it through an episode without frozen.
What? Where? Oh,
we almost made it. We were so close.
Epic fail.
This is good. And I like how I was saying 1.
You are.
1.
Yep. You look kind of half asleep too. You're like, what?
One. We actually go through the we have to reset it, unfortunately. No, we don't. We don't have to reset it. We're just going to keep talking. But the people after the fact are not going to know what's going on. So you people that are in chat are listening to us talk. I think the sound cuts off what we're doing. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. 1 week from tonight, the Great Colleen. 2 weeks from tonight, Guess the Bit. And we're going to get out of here because I think I can play the exit video. Bye, everybody. Number one. We're at number one. We're at number one.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the bell below. You said you'd help. You said you'd help. Straight to the trash.
Oh man.
All of this.
Marbles?
All of this straight to the trash.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, everybody. You're the best.